In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 27 ways to stay poor. And the reason why I'm going to be talking about the 27 ways to stay poor is because our brains already been programmed to find every threat in our society. So we are going to have to identify those threats, so we are going to avoid it. And credit of this video is going to Alex Mosey because I took it from him. Obviously, I made a video like this. I watched it and I feel inspired, and I know that I should share it out and put this video out more. Because so let's go straight to the video. The 27 ways to stay poor. Number one way to stay poor, the first best way to remain poor is to start tomorrow. Simple. A very, very clear way. Start tomorrow. It's one way you will remain poor. And the reason why starting tomorrow is one way you remain poor is because whenever you have something you want to achieve and then you say, I will start tomorrow, you are postponing it, you are giving yourself this time to relax so that I'm taking action. You know, it's when you take action, that is when you are going to achieve that particular thing. So whenever you have something you want to achieve, you say, I will start tomorrow. Tomorrow will always come. When tomorrow comes, tomorrow will be today, and then there'll be another tomorrow. So you're always telling yourself that I will start tomorrow. The second way to stay poor is to read a lot of books and do nothing about it. You have been reading books, all books. You can mention like 10 different books and you are doing absolutely nothing about it. You have been reading books, you've read like more than 5 books this year, but you haven't even taken action about what they're teaching you. Maybe you are scared of taking action. It's up to you, but that's the second way you remain poor. Now, the third way you are going to remain poor is taking advice from poor people. Taking advice, that is the worst thing you will ever do, because whenever you take advice from poor person, like, what do you want to learn from the person? How to be poor? Well, that's also one way you're going to remain poor. The fourth way that you are going to remain poor is to pick a bad spouse. Picking a bad spouse, because the spouse is going to discourage you, the spouse is going to, which that explains it all by itself. We are just going to go straight away. You are going to have to use your head to understand everything, because this video, we're going to get it short, and then at the end of this video, we're going to reverse everything, what our brain is going to avoid, so that since it's finding all the threat for us, we have already located all the threats, and then we'll start avoiding it. Now, the fifth way that you're going to remain poor is to fail once and quit forever. Some of you are like that. Obviously, you will try out something and it doesn't work out the way you plan it in your head, and instead of you to just keep trying, find different methods in that same direction, you just say, no, this isn't for me, I'm going to have to chop it out, I'm going to have to quit it, and then you just fail once and leave that job. And that thing might be for you actually, just because you didn't put your all to it. And the sixth way to remain poor, he said, you think the world is fair. You just think it's fair. Okay, the world only favors this set of individuals. I don't favor this. The world doesn't work for me. It's going to work for this kind of people. We're not going to explain much. We're going to move on. The seventh way to remain poor is you are blaming your circumstances. You are blaming everything. Oh, the reason why I didn't get to this particular place in life is because this person said this to me. You are not taking it that it's going to be your fault. You're not taking responsibility for whatever happened in your life. You're actually blaming people around you, blaming everything. That is the seventh way you are going to remain poor. The eighth way to remain poor or to stay poor is you keep complaining. Why didn't you do this thing you said yesterday? Oh, this thing was bad and I didn't have the time, and this person said this, and you just keep complaining. You are going to remain poor. You always keep complaining. Make sure I'm mentioning all these things that are going to keep you poor. You find the one that is your problem and you try to fix it. You write it down somewhere. You get it in your head. We're going to keep going. The ninth way you are going to remain poor and to stay poor is that you're waiting for someone to save you. Some of you are guilty of this. Some of you are definitely guilty. Like when I first started, okay, I was guilty of it. I admit. I was waiting that probably I will see a helper to just come out and just save me. But nobody is coming to save you. That's just it. You have to recognize the fact that you are saving yourself. Your future is in your hands. But we're not going to explain, we're just going to keep going. But 10th way to remain poor is that you value the opinion of others over yours. I've talked about it in my previous video. When you have a goal to chase, and then what you're going to be saying, what people are going to tell you is that you can't do this, you can't do that, just because they feel they cannot do it, and then they put it in you, and then you just believe it. You value the opinion of others over yours. That isn't supposed to be so. But we're going to keep moving. So your brain is going to have to see, okay, all these things are threats. How am I going to avoid them? But we're going to talk about how I'm going to avoid them by flipping everything. But let's keep going, okay? Number 11 way to stay poor is that you avoid discomfort. I'm going to have a rest on this because some people might not notice it, but it is true. Maybe you don't know what your discomfort is, but you have to know that you avoid discomfort. And we're going to keep going, just going to keep going. Number 12 way to stay poor is that you tolerate mediocrity from yourself and others. You tolerate it. The way people treat you, you tolerate it rather than standing up for yourself, rather than speaking out. You're just accepting whatever the world brings you. I'm not fighting back, I'm not pushing through. Number 13 way to stay poor is that you make promises and you break promises. That explains by itself. You make promises and you break them. You don't stick to your word. Whatever you say you're going to do today, you are going to say, okay, I'll still do that tomorrow. You don't even stick to your word. You just make it and you break it. No one is even going to trust you because you can't even trust yourself. Whatever you say, you don't stick to it. Number 14 way to remain poor is that you keep waiting for the perfect condition. You keep waiting. When I have the better phone, I'm going to make content. When I have the better mic, I'm going to make content. Or when I have this, I'm going to do that. When I have that, I'm going to do this. You keep waiting for a perfect condition. There's no condition that is perfect. It's when you keep going, you see different opportunities that will give you what you want, that will bring you close to what you want. There is no perfect condition at all. The 15th way to stay poor is you prioritize looking rich than being rich. Fake life, that's what it's called. You just dress to impress others rather than dressing. I know you have to dress so that people will address you the way you dress, obviously. But you spend your money more on how you look than your mindset, than your own self-education. You just prioritize how you look like. You get the point. So the 16th way to stay poor, you can write all this down. I'm saying just write them in a book, and then you mark out yours. This we're all growing together. You just find yours and you just mark it out. That's it. The 16th way to stay poor is that you avoid looking on what matter most. Okay, I identify this as my problem because I avoid looking at what matter most. Whenever I find out that I'm going to have to solve this problem and probably it's new, it's big, or I have a little idea about it, I will have to create a problem by myself so I can solve it just to avoid the main thing. But I always end up coming back to that main thing to solve. So I was able to avoid that. I was able to identify that and I'm working on it. It's really, really going progressive. But that is also one way to remain poor. 17th way to remain poor, you do what everybody else is doing. I count how many people are rich, how many people are poor, and what are you doing? That's one way you're going to remain poor. The 18th way to stay poor is that you do your best and know what it takes. So let me try to explain this in case they say do your best and leave the rest. I'm going to have to explain this to some people. You do your best and know what it takes. What it means is that in a work that probably you are supposed to do, and your best isn't actually what it takes to get that work done. You don't have to do your best and relax and feel like, okay, I've done my best. You have to strive more, you have to gain more knowledge concerning that work. So now what you're supposed to do, instead of you doing your best and leaving the rest, you do your best. We're just going to talk about ways to stay poor. So let's just keep going. Probably I'm going to just at the end of the video, I'm going to flip everything back on how to avoid them. Okay, I'm going to do that. So let's just keep going. The 19th way to stay poor, you talk more and you do less. There's this saying that your brain, whenever you say something out, your brain already programmed it that it has happened. So some people end up talking, and then they do less. Their brain is like, oh, it's so stressful. Why would it's going to say it out? So you just talk more and do less. Explain to yourself. You get the point. The 20th way to stay poor is you try something new today, you try something else new tomorrow. Okay, I get the point that you are looking for what is suitable for you, but you just keep jumping from one thing to another without sticking to one and finding out if this is definitely for you. So you'll be like, okay, I want to do music, and then you go, you sing. Probably nobody listens to your music on Spotify. You're like, I don't want to do music anymore. I want to go into a YouTuber. You do YouTube, and then you see 2 views. I'm like, no, I don't want to. You just keep doing everything new every day without sticking to it and finding out how does this particular thing works. So that is the 20th way to remain poor. The 21 way to stay poor, to remain poor, to believe what others think about you, not what you think about yourself. Someone will tell you this, you believe that is that, and you start having doubt that am I really this person? You just end up joining the person or believing the person, accepting whatever the person says to your life. That is the 21 way to stay poor. 22 way to stay poor is that you make the mistake, then wait, then repeat the mistake. I was once like that. Okay, seriously, I identified my problem. I was once like that. I make a mistake, and then instead of me trying my best to solve it, to fix it, to find how am I going to go about this mistake, what I would do is that I would just sit back and be, I will wait, and during that waiting time, I will just be thinking about the mistake rather than finding how to solve that mistake. I will just keep remembering the mistake and remembering it. I was able to identify it. I was really, really happy when I saw this video. I was happy. So the 23rd way to remain poor is that you are replaceable. You are very replaceable. In your working place, you are replaceable. You are doing the things that even if you call in that you are sick, they can just fix someone else there, and you are just replaceable. Because of you do whatever everybody is doing, that is why they don't value you more. We talk about that in one of the ways to make more. So let's just keep going. The 24th way to remain poor, find something that works and you stop doing it. Okay, this is like almost a flip side of you try something new today and then you try something new tomorrow. You know, there's some people that when they have enough reason to do a particular thing, they will keep pushing and then they will get it. But when they have solved that particular problem, they'll be like, I don't need to do this work just because I stay out late and I got this amount of money. I've fixed my house rent, I have done this, I have solved this problem. I don't have to put in any work anymore. Then they will just leave it. They don't know that they're supposed to take that same work that gave them that achievement they wanted at that meantime and keep flipping it and they'll find a way around it. But just keep going. This is about ways to stay poor. The 25th way to remain poor is that you work with dumb people, people that know nothing about where you want to go, people that have no idea, that can't even tell you what to do. You work with them just because you are feeling that okay, you are the highest there, you are the one that is the smartest in that group. You then stick to them just to feel this big high status, and then you just keep staying there. You work with dumb people. That's one way you stay poor. The 26th way to stay poor is that you assume you're always right. And that can also be the part where you work with dumb people just because you know that you're the highest there. And then they will say something like, no, no. It might also not be in that aspect too, but in general, in life, you're always assuming you're right. You know all. You just believe that you have known all, and there's no need for some people to like tell you what to do, and you just feel like, no, this is going to work. No, this. You're just claiming you know all. And the last way to remain poor, you make money and then you spend more than you make. Whatever money that you have, you make them and you just spend more. That is the obvious way to remain poor. You're always in debt. That is one way to remain poor. So now let's try to flip it up, and we're going to be fast because I don't want the video to be long. I just want you to know and your brain to identify all these traits so that we can avoid it quickly. So I'm just going to be saying them all very, very fast on how you're going to flip them all. So the first one is that you start today. The first one, you start today. Rather than waiting for tomorrow, you start today. You read a lot of books and you do something about them. Even if you don't read a lot of books, even if you read one book, you do something about it. You implement whatever thing you learn from that book. You do it. The third way, you don't take advice from poor people because that is not where you want to be. That is not where you want to go. So you don't take advice. Avoid it. Just find a mentor. Find someone you wish to become like or you admire in a way and take the advice from them. Don't pick bad spouse. I know I'm not really at the age of talking about spouse yet, but don't pick bad spouse. I'm telling you, don't. Avoid it. When you fail once, you try. Okay? You don't switch. You don't jump. When you fail once, you try. You find another method about that same way. You try. The world isn't fair. Okay? The world isn't fair to some group of people. The world isn't ignoring the others. The world is unfair, so you have high advantage of getting whatever you want because the world isn't favoring a group of persons. Okay, and you don't blame anybody for your circumstances. You accept the fact that okay, this happened to you because you let it happen, and you find your mistake and you just accept it. You don't complain, you avoid complaining, you just ignore everything and just accept the fact that this particular thing is happening in your life. And you're not waiting for anybody to save you. Avoid it, avoid, I already avoid it, I'm already doing what it takes to get out from this rat race. Avoid it. No wait for anybody to come save you. Nobody is coming. Get that in your head. Nobody is going to walk out in your door and stand knocking and telling you that they are here to save you. No one is doing that. Okay. You don't value others' opinion against your own. You hear their opinion and then you know which one is going to be best for you. You don't avoid discomfort. You learn when you're growing. You don't avoid it and then you are staying under your comfort zone. You learn from it. Okay. You just get up from your comfort zone and then that's it. That's it concerning there. You don't tolerate mediocrity from anybody. Don't let what others say get into your head. You don't tolerate it. You prove to them, you prove mostly to yourself that whatever they said about you wasn't true. You make promises and you keep promises. Whatever promise you make, you have to keep it to yourself. That's the way that your brain, yourself, is going to believe that you're capable of something. Because whatever you say, you have been doing it. Don't wait for any perfect timing. You start now. You start what you have. You start right now. When you said now, it's not tomorrow. It is today. It is right this minute. You don't prioritize looking rich over being rich. You dress nicely and you don't prioritize it down. Let people think that you have this much. You just accept where you are and then you strive to go where you want to go. You look on what matter most to you. I think I might have skipped that, right? I was going to check the video to see if I should add this clip or not. But you look at what matter most to you. And you don't do everything that everyone else is doing. You do the things that you see the rich doing. The people you want to become like, you do what they are doing. That is why you're going to get rich. You're going to do the things that you see that person you want to be like is doing. That is what you're going to do. You talk less and you do more. You don't go around blabbing. You talk less and you do more. You try something new today, you stick to it until you find out if it's actually for you. You don't skip just because you're looking for quick money or quick whatever you're looking for. You find something new today and you stick to it. You don't believe what everybody's saying about you. Believe what you think about yourself. You believe just you alone, okay? You believe it. You make mistake, you correct the mistake immediately. You identify the problem of that mistake and you correct it. You don't wait and then you make that same mistake again just because you made the mistake and you have to wait. No, you make that mistake and you correct that mistake. You will do everything in your power not to be replaceable. You will keep doing everything in you just not to be replaceable. You'll be better than everybody. You won't do everything everybody is doing. You'll do it so you will not be replaceable. You find something that works and you also stick to it. We've talked about that. You find something that works and you stick to it. You don't walk or be surround yourself with dumb people. You avoid them. Whenever you feel that you're the highest in the room, you go to another room and make sure that you're always learning in every room you enter. You don't get comfortable just because you are the top in this room. You have to move to another room. You get promoted. You can promote yourself and go to another room. You don't assume you're always right. You learn every day. You know that there are new things every day for you to learn. And then lastly, you make money and you spend, you invest. You don't spend more than you make more than you spend. So this is the end of our video. It's very interesting topic. It resonates so much with me. I was like, yay, yay, yay. And yeah, credit to Alex Mosey because he was the one I got this video from and I want to push it out to my audience. So yes, credit to him. See you in my next video. This is Talk with Confidence, where I will always talk about self-disciplinary and self-growth. If you have anything on your chest, just drop it in the comment section, or you can inbox me through Instagram and other platforms. I'll respond to your messages, okay? Even if you don't want to name out anonymously, I'm going to do that. Do so to, drop whatever is in your chest. I'm going to talk it out together. This is a very lovely community about self-discipline and self-growth. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.